This weekend, I did an event where I did tarot readings, and I've done a couple of these before. And I thought I'd run through the process of preparing for one of those events in case you want to do it yourself, either as a hobby or professional tarot reader, because it's just so fun to connect with other people through tarot in real life. There's just something special about it. Hi, I'm Ruby from Tarot with Ruby, and I want to help make tarot more approachable for beginner and advanced tarot readers. The first thing when you are looking into an event to do tarot readings for is to see if the event is right for you. Is this an event or a market or even just a location where you think you'd feel comfortable reading the tarot? If it is a location that is very close by and you haven't told any of your friends and family yet that you read tarot, maybe you're going to feel a little uncomfortable there, waiting to see if anybody who you know comes in through the door and sees you reading tarot. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing is what type of people are coming to this event. So for me, I did the Queer Market Amsterdam, and I know that a lot of people who I read for in general and that sort of I'm trying to attract with my vibe are Gen Z, millennial, queer people. And well, that is great with this market. So I knew that my audience was going to be there, or at least that the people that are there are very likely to want to get a tarot reading. Either they've already experienced with a tarot reading or they are open to trying it. So that is why I knew that this event would be right for me. It's also good to take a look at how practical it is. Look at the other stand holders that are already going to be at that market or that event, if you happen to know that, because maybe there are like two or three other tarot readers and it's quite a small event, then it doesn't really make sense for you to be there as well. I find this with any type of market that you do. I do a lot of crochet as well. And, if there are already a lot of other crochet plushie sellers, then the competition is going to be really high. And it's definitely something to take into consideration, as well as, again, the location. Is it a place that is quite far away? For me, Amsterdam is like with a car, it is about an hour or a little over an hour. And I actually decided to take public transport, which I regret. I wish I went by car, even though I didn't really know what the parking was going to be there. They did say that it was paid parking, so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go with public transport so I can sit on the train and just draw my iPad. And that was definitely nice to be able to chill a little bit after such an event. But it's again something to take into consideration, how you're gonna get there, and especially afterwards. One of those days where you do tarot readings the entire day, it can be very, very draining, very fun, but very energetically, spiritually, mentally, physically draining as well. So think about if you have a 3 hour car ride after that, maybe that's not ideal. Again, something to think about. Then, if you've decided that this event is indeed right for you, then we can get on to number two, which is to see what offers fit with the people that are going to come there. So, for me, I already knew I was going to do tarot readings, period. And I actually shared a table with another tarot reader from Amsterdam. Their name is Avery. And it was just so, so fun to get to meet them and do this together. But we talked about it together. We were going to do a tarot reading, €15 for a 3 card spread. And that actually was absolutely amazing for a small, or like for an event to do a small reading. So you definitely get that value, or the client, the customer definitely gets that value. But you are also able to go through it a bit quicker, so that energy doesn't stay with you all day for a longer tarot reading, if that makes sense. That is at least how I have experienced it. But I also crochet. And I thought, I definitely want to bring some crochet items. So the first thing that I wanted to bring were tarot bags. I felt like that was very, I don't know, it just made sense. I give tarot readings, but a lot of people that come there also have their own tarot cards. One of the people that bought a tarot bag from me said that they did indeed have a tarot deck, brought it everywhere, but it was starting to get a little rough on the edges. So yeah, they wanted a tarot bag for it. And yeah, it was just nice to have there. I also brought hand warmers. Let's see, do I have my hand warmers around here? I don't think so. Do I? No, I put them downstairs. But I bought a bunch of hand warmers and definitely sold a couple pairs. And what else? I also brought scrunchies, um, but they didn't really fit on the rack that I was able to bring with me. So I don't think a lot of people saw them, and I don't think I sold any of them. I did bring a couple of beanies, and I sold a beanie. I sold my favorite beanie. That's so fun when you have like the things that you make and your favorite one sells. It's like, yeah, I know that one is awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That is just what I decided to do. And my table partner, Avery, they brought like little spell jars, and they had a whole menu with everything that was in the different spell jars and what you can use it for and how you can use it. And it was just so fun to have that conversation as well with and definitely hearing them, because they're more of the witchy type. I'm more focused on just tarot. Yeah, that was really fun. That was really fun to learn more about that as well and to get into a conversation. So yeah, look at what offers fit with the people that are coming there, the visitors, but also what feels right for you and what you would like to offer there. Then number three, again, we have to take a look at the audience when we are picking the decks that we want to bring. So for Avery, it was really funny that they always bring the same deck. They always bring you Wild Unknown because they personify their decks more than I do. We also had a fun conversation about that. But they said, like, yeah, this is the deck that wants to be brought and that wants to be used to read for others. So that might be one way that you can figure that out for yourself. For me, I knew this was a queer market, so I brought my queerest decks. And funny thing, I have a whole section where I go through the decks that I might want to bring, and I think I'm gonna add that into this video as well. But I ended up only using one deck out of all the decks that I brought, and I'm gonna show you the clip now, and you can guess which deck is the only deck that I ended up using. So I am in front of my bookshelves where I have most of my tarot decks, and I'm gonna have to take a look at what tarot decks I think fit best for this target audience. So, or at least the type of visitors that are gonna be there. It's called the queer market. So I definitely want some of my most queer friendly decks. And the first one that I think of when I think of queer friendly decks, it is my Fifth Spirit Tarot. I do really like this one. This is definitely inclusive, super queer friendly. Love it. So I'm definitely gonna have to bring that. I don't want to bring too many just because I don't like to have to choose between too many decks when I'm on a roll during my tarot readings. So let's see. I know that there's some inclusivity in the Modern Love Tarot, so that's a contender. Also, the This Might Hurt Tarot, the Unfolding Path Tarot. I've also had a lot of fun working with the Earthwoman Tarot, and I've actually had a client, I did a reading for her when I was at a local beach restaurant, and she was a darker skinned woman, and she really appreciated being able to see herself in these cards. And she mentioned that to me, that that was something that she noticed, and that is exactly what I want, especially tomorrow during the market. I want people to feel seen and to see themselves in the cards that are laying out their own stories, you know? Okay, so what else? Should I bring an oracle deck? If I bring an oracle deck, it has to be a rainbow one, right? The Prism Oracle. I have not used this one in a while. Can I open it? Like, okay, yeah. I'm doing this one-handed because having this mic on me, it kind of dims everything, so that sucks. Maybe because I do really like this, but I don't really know if it fits with the rest of the vibe we got going on. Let's see, what other decks do I have? The regular Waitsmith, definitely not a contender, not inclusive at all. Oh, I just dropped some yarn. This is like my dual, it's my tarot and yarn corner, okay? And these books here are everything. They are tarot books, astrology books, writing books, and knitting and crochet books, drawing books, sewing books. I have no shortage of hobbies. So would I like to bring either the Bee Tarot or the Tarot of the Witch's Garden? I don't think I should, just because I already have a couple contenders here. The ones that made me think of the theme first. I am going to bring my Earthwoman Tarot just because I love it and I've been really working a lot with it actually. Let's see. I think I only want to bring one more tarot deck. So is it going to be the Unfolding Path Tarot? I like that this has some disability, visibility. Yeah, disability, inclusivity in there as well. But then also I have the This Might Hurt Tarot, and this feels a lot more tarot-y than the other two that I have. And then I also have the Modern Love Tarot. I was sent this by Ethany. I literally filmed an entire review of this, and then I just never posted it because I hadn't made a thumbnail yet, and I procrastinated on making the thumbnail. And now I just still haven't posted the video. I know. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. So this is a really beautiful deck. Look at that. Oh, love it. And the backs. Sorry for the lighting, by the way, but you know, when I started working today, it was still dark outside, and when I was done working today, it was already dark outside. So I had no option of filming this in any light. Yeah, this is really pretty as well. I really like the art style as well. It feels very, very drawn like, you know? Where this might be digital art, I don't really know. But it feels very hand drawn, you know? I mean, this is the card on the image on the front of the deck. I think I'm gonna have to bring this just as a love tarot deck, I think. Yeah, that is what I'm gonna bring. I might reconsider some, like maybe I'm gonna add the This Might Hurt Tarot just because I haven't really worked with it for a bit, but I know that when I work with it, I really, really love it. And I might bring the Yokai Tarot just because it has vibes, you know? It has vibes. So yeah, those are the tarot decks that I'm gonna bring to the Queer Market Amsterdam. So I brought quite a few decks. I actually traded in the This Might Hurt Tarot for the Valoria Tarot, um, which I had decluttered, and it was actually already sold on Vinted, but I was too late with shipping because during moving, I don't have a printer yet, so I couldn't print the shipping label. Anyway, I didn't use that. It was very fun to have it and to show it and to flip through it. But the only deck that I ended up using was the Fifth Spirit Tarot. And I had never read for men before, which is funny. I just somehow always read for women, non binary people, or femme presenting people. So it was really nice to have this deck that felt very neutral, very non-binary, and I really liked that vibe for this market, and it just ended up working so well for all my readings. And yeah, that was the only deck that I could have brought, I guess. Yeah. Number 4, when you are prepping for an event or a market, is to take a look at the decorations. So I'm not very good at this, to be honest, but Avery luckily is. And they had a little tablecloth. They had a lot of those LED powered candles that really made it a whole vibe. They had those fake ivy leaves or the garlands, the strings. They had little sparkling lights. So it definitely was a vibe. And I do think that if you do an event where you have a stall and you are solely responsible for decorating, you should absolutely like think about how you want to decorate it, what fits you as a tarot reader, because I always think that your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you like, for instance, Avery is very much about the witchy vibe. So, you know, they have all those items that really go well with that aesthetic. So, you know, other people that are feel comfortable around that aesthetic will be drawn into them. So I think that is important to think about. For me, my other events that I did were at a local beach restaurant, and they actually made a corner for me that was already like super vibey. It was more of a boho hippie kind of style of a restaurant, so I just went with that, and I don't know, I dressed like a little boho hippie there, and I had a little boho hippie decks that I brought with me. So those, yeah, I think again, it depends on the location. It depends on the people there. It depends on you as a reader, as a person, what you prefer. But I think decorating your stall to make it very inviting, especially for people who may not have been have had their tarot cards read for them before. You want to make the space inviting and comfortable, and then in any aesthetic or vibe that you like. And then number 5 is marketing. It is so important to market that you're going to be at a certain market, that you're going to be at a certain event. It was so fun because a lot of my viewers, a lot of the people that I have on Instagram for on Tarot with Ruby, they are in the United States. So they couldn't necessarily come to this event, but it was still fun to have me post that I'm going to be there. And then Avery reposted it, and I reposted their stuff as well. And then I tagged the market. So the market reposted my stuff. And that just made it so that the people that were there knew that I was there, so they knew that they were able to get a reading from me. So even though you might not get people from your audience on Instagram to the market, to the event, maybe you can, but in my case that wasn't the case. But by marketing and by tagging the market, and by posting stuff from the event itself, you just help people, remind them that you are there and that if they want to get a tarot reading, they can at that market where they're already going to be at. So I think that is very important, but also at the event, marketing itself is very important, because I had business cards and a lot of people took business cards. If you don't have a business, you don't have to do that. But if you or you don't have to have business cards, but you can just on a piece of paper, like write or print out your Instagram handle or a website if you have it, or somewhere where they can book a reading with you if they want to do it afterwards. For me, I had a lot of people come to the table that didn't want to get a reading from me, but they do read tarot for themselves, and but they sort of struggle with reading tarot. So what do you know? I do have a tarot quick start guide. I have a tarot card meaning cheat sheet. So I sent them to my website. I gave them my business card and said, "Here, you can find this and this on there for resources for your reading practice." So yeah, that was really fun, but also just, and I know it's marketing, but it's also just community building, talking with all the people there, especially at a market like this, the queer market, Amsterdam. It was such a good vibe. Uh, I only not too long ago sort of came out as bi, and it's been something that I've been struggling with a little bit, more as in um, not how validated I am in my queer identity, but more like, does it matter, you know? And I've talked about this before on the channel, and you guys are always so incredibly nice to me, and I love you for that. But being there felt just so validating, and it was amazing to meet other queer people and to, you know, yeah, sort of market there, but to socialize there and to follow the people that the other people on this in this from the other stalls, to follow each other on Instagram. And you never know, maybe they in the future are going to do another market and they're going to think of you and say, hey, have you seen this market? Maybe you would like to do this too. So I have found socializing at markets and events, not just for tarot, but also with my crochet stuff, incredibly valuable, not just for business and for money making purposes, but also just socially and emotionally. It's been, I'm literally getting goosebumps. It's been so amazing to meet new people, like minded people, people that have similar interests. And yeah, I don't know. This is something that I started doing this year, and I am incredibly happy and grateful that I got to do this year. So those are 5 steps to a successful tarot event, if you will. Let me know if you've ever done an event or a market or any public tarot readings before. Let me know in the comments what that looked like for you. I am definitely going to do a lot more of them in the new year. I'm very excited about this, especially especially after yesterday. It's the day after the market now. Especially after yesterday, I just yes. So if you want to see more videos, tarot chats, deck reviews, all that sort of stuff, subscribe to the channel. And I am so grateful that you were here today. I hope that if you do readings for other people, you feel as amazing about it as I do. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye.